Hey guys, Scott Butler from Edge Lending Solutions. I hope you're all well. Just going for a bit of an afternoon walk here in Montebojo. So, guys, look, I probably just wanted to go through a little bit of housekeeping style things for those people who are trying to apply for a loan at the moment. Now, whether you're doing that at the bank or through a broker, look, my recommendation is always the broker. I think if you're going through a bank, you're in for a whole lot of pain. And when you select a broker, I'd always be saying me. I reckon I'm the best. I could be biased. Anyway, look guys, we're actually applying for credit at the moment. Things are tightening up significantly. If you haven't applied for credit for a while, like 18 months, a year, this will be a shock to your system. One of the things that I'm finding is quite difficult is the time frames. Things are so slow. It's like super slow. It reminds me of the GFC actually, so I hope that's not a foretelling sign where we have a liquidity crisis, but it's actually a possibility. Anyway, so things are slow. I guess we've got this perfect storm. Lenders have been told to triple check and quadruple check loans that they put through, and that's come down from the government. The government has told them to lend less. So it's interesting, isn't it? How would the government tell a private business how much they can sell of their product? Because that's how the governments work with money supply. Money supply is a controlling tool, and it's not really a free market. But if you do a perfect storm of that, plus half of the staff are away and getting paid to stay at home with the sniffle, calling it COVID, and you've got a whole lot of extra legal overlay of triple checks, fraud stuff, all sorts of crazy things. So it's just taking 3 times as long to get a loan done. All right. So when the bank or your broker says, "Hey, I need these 10 items," you can send 3 through, and then you might send another 2 through, and then 4 through, and next week you might send something else through. All that's doing is delaying your application, and potentially then, if you delay your application too much, you'll have another rate rise, and that might affect your servicing, so your borrowing power, and that might actually affect whether you get the deal or not. So it feels like a help me help you sort of situation at the moment. Like clients who are used to kind of just, hey, I'll get around to sending that pay slip through, or oh, Scott wants a bank statement, I'll just get through, I'll send that through next week, I'm pretty busy this week, my cousins are down, or I've got to go out to dancing, or whatever it is. You know what? You're sabotaging your own ability to borrow money, which is sabotaging your own financial strength. So, guys, the biggest thing you need to remember is the lenders do not look at your deal until they have 100% of the supporting documentation. So let's just go through this. If we send in a pay slip on January 1, and then we can't get everything through, then we're still waiting on 7 or 8 items, then we start trickling them through. And then they eventually come through at about, mid-February, the lender finally picks up the deal. So 6 weeks we've been waiting it's taken 6 weeks to get something. The client's busy or just kind of apathetic. Finally get it through. Well, guess what? Anything that we've sent them from mid-February that is now more than 30 days old is just shredded. It's irrelevant. It's not accepted as acceptable supporting documentation. So then on the mid-February, you got to get back to the client and say, hey, look, the lender wants pay slips, and the client gets a shit. I've sent through pay slips. Are they idiots? I'm like, yeah, we sent them through on the 1st of January. It's now mid-February. You've finally gotten everything through. This is the first time they've actually bothered to look at your information, because this is taking you 6 weeks to get the information through, and your pay slips are out of date. We now need new pay slips. And then you get the shits and you think this is all horrible and the bank's against you and it's all too hard. Spit the dummy. Maybe I don't want to do the refinance. Right. So, it's one of those instances, guys, where you just need to kind of be aware that things take a long time in the banks, but if they say they want something, that's what they want at the moment. There's days of negotiating and coming in and saying, hey, look, it's me. It's me, I borrow all the time. Come on, I haven't got this bit of information, but you can just wave it through, can't you? Gone. Especially when they're trying to reduce the money supply in the system. Imagine that someone is reducing something that you want. it becomes a privilege to get that thing because it's been reduced, right? They're reducing the money supply, the actual amount of money that's out there to be lent. And the only way you can do that is by reducing credit, because that's the only thing that exists. So borrowing now is going to be more of a privilege than, say, it was 2 years ago. 2 years ago, it was getting pushed down your throat. Because 2 years ago, they wanted everyone to go out and borrow to spend to keep the companies going, because the government said, hey, we're locking everyone down. The company said, don't you dare, we won't make any money. Government said, how about we do this? How about we give everyone free money or incentivise them to borrow so they can keep buying your goods and services. Companies went, gee, what do you want us to do? Mandate vaccines? Yep, we'll do whatever you want. You just keep the money flowing. So those days are gone. Now the government's going, hey, we need to reduce the money supply. Government's like, the company's like, yeah, what do you want us to do? Don't lend us much. How do we do that? Well, you don't want to make it look like we're reducing supply too much. Pretend you're tightening on the credit criteria. Pretend you're trying to keep the clients safe by not letting them borrow too much, you know? So, does this mean we can't borrow money? No, there's absolutely still money out there. We're still getting money for lots of clients and like tough deals as well. It is taking 3 times as long. But guys, if you can't get the information all in a bundle, all at the same time, you are not doing yourself any favors. And while we're playing like a rear guard, moving into raising interest rates, every month your borrowing power is dropping. So every month you dick around, you probably can't just borrow. Like every month your borrowing power is dropping by about 80 grand at the moment. So, you know, like you make a delay because you're too tired to get something in, your stuff's gone. And in this part of the cycle, I would think that everyone should be grabbing as much land as they can, because it's the last asset to be held by regular people. So anyway, guys, look, I just thought we needed a little bit of a shake-up. Understand that, you know, borrowing money isn't easy, and it's not as desirable in the government circles at the moment. So we should be doing that. We should be borrowing money then for that reason, if nothing else. But it's not easy. You've got to get your shit together. All right, guys, that's enough for me. We're going around the block here in Merida. Anybody who wants to come to Merida and have a look around, I do recommend it. It's I think it's hot and stormy all year round, close to Progreso Beach, up in the Gulf of Mexico. Lovely spot actually, so I do recommend it. Anyway, guys, I'm signing off. I'll talk to you later on.